Hey guys, so in this video I'm going to show you how you can improve the quality of your virtual background, specifically for platforms like MS Teams or Webex where the background is slightly glitchy, or even for those like GatherTown that doesn't offer a virtual background. For this you're going to need a green screen, some good lighting, and a program called OBS. There are other programs out there that do the same thing. I like OBS because it's free and it works on both Windows and Mac. So head over to the website, find the one that is going to work for your system, and then when you install it for the first time, it's probably going to ask you whether you are going to use this for recording, for streaming, or for the virtual camera. Now you want to go ahead and select that last one because we want to use the virtual camera. And then when you open it for the first time, it's going to look something like this. You won't really have any or many scenes just yet. There won't be any sources. I'm going to show you how we're going to add scenes and sources shortly. And the other thing you probably want to have a look at is whether you have the button at the bottom right hand corner that says Start or Stop Virtual Camera. Right, so we're going to go ahead and rename this first scene. We're going to call this our main camera. Then we're going to add a source to the scene. So we're going to add a video capture device. This is where you can rename the video capture device, perhaps whatever you call your camera, I guess. I'm just going to keep this the default. And then I'm going to, from a list of cameras, select the camera that I am using on my computer. Hit OK, and then drag that full screen. Right. There's one other thing we want to do to this specific scene, and that is we want to key out the green. So let's right click on the camera that we've just added. We want to add a filter. We're going to add an effects filter, so hit the plus button, and then you want to add chroma key. Ooh, that was the wrong one. Chroma key. There we go. Hit OK. And for most of us, it should key out all of the green perfectly. If it doesn't, if you want to tweak some of the settings down here, you can do that. What I'll do is I'll link some videos up here, or perhaps down in the description that'll hopefully help you with this process a little bit better. We're going to hit close, and our main camera scene is ready. So what we can do now is we're going to create one or two more scenes, and these will be our virtual backgrounds. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a scene. We're going to call this, let's choose one that we're going to use. Right, so let's call the Spy School Training Virtual Background. I need to go ahead and add a background or an image. So we'll do that. Let's go image. We can call this, maybe I'll just call it virtual background. Hit OK. You can browse your computer. I am going to do, let's just do this here. You can also drag and drop these, so this is the long way around. Hit OK, and then the other thing we want to do is we want to add our camera back on top of the scene. So let's hit the plus button. You can either go and add a video capture device from scratch, key out all of the green, or because we've already done this, we're just going to add a scene to, yes, we're going to add a scene, and it is going to be an existing scene. It's going to be that main camera scene. So here we go. And there we go. It's important to know that the order on your sources section does matter. So let's say I put the camera underneath the virtual background, or the background. You'll now notice that I am missing. So make sure that you get the correct order over here. We'll just play around with that. Right, we're going to add one or two more, and then I'm going to show you what this looks like in Webex. Right, there we go. So we've got a few different scenes here. We've got the normal virtual background. We've got the virtual background with the app logo. Perhaps I want to refer to which app I'm using. All the participants need to download. And I've got another one here that refers to, in case anybody has any sound issues, perhaps we can show them how to get out of that. Right. One last thing you need to do before you open up your video software, you need to start the virtual camera. So for most of us, you can hit start virtual camera and then minimize OBS or move it onto a second screen and then open up your video software. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we've got Webex open. I'm just using the normal camera first, just to give you an idea of what the change really is. So let's add a virtual background, just normally, the way you would normally do. So let's change our background. Let's choose that same one. Right, so there you can see Webex is trying really hard to blur out my background. And you can see it's slightly slower as well. I think it's using a lot of resources to try and create this virtual background. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap. Let's switch that off first. So let's just put this to none and apply. There we go. And then let's choose from the list of cameras. We're going to choose the OBS virtual camera. There we go. So this is the virtual camera that we've created earlier in OBS. You can see it started, and if I had to flick between the three different scenes that we created, you'll notice that if I click on that one, it changes the actual virtual background for me. If you have a Stream Deck, you can incorporate OBS with your Stream Deck to ultimately change these backgrounds at a click of a button. I have done a different video on this. I'll probably link it up here or down in the description. Go and have a look for those guys that are using a Stream Deck. Otherwise, what you can do is you can go ahead and minimize this, or even if you hover over your OBS icon, you can hide OBS completely. Right, so there you have it. This is how to improve the quality of your virtual background using a software called